Dear McKinney ISD community, MISD Superintendent Dr. Rick McDaniel here with a quick message and update for all as we enter into the Thanksgiving break. As you are all aware, we continue to monitor and adjust our instructional delivery in an effort to keep the absolute best learning experience for our students, given the craziness of this pandemic. As I come to you today, I would like to assure you that McKinney ISD will continue to follow our safety protocols and that we continue to stress the importance of washing hands frequently, wearing a mask, and properly covering your mouth when coughing or sneezing. That said, the number of active cases that we currently have when combining faculty, staff, and students is approximately 75. While that number has increased over the last few weeks, it's important to note that we are talking about 75 active cases out of a combined 27,000 faculty, staff, and students. All that to say, I believe our protective measures and protocols are at least allowing us to press forward and keep schools open with minimal disruption. And while many have questioned whether or not we have intentions of closing schools, at this time, barring a major outbreak or a mandatory county, state, or national shutdown, we have no plans to close our schools. On another note, as it pertains to student performance, I have no doubt that this pandemic has placed unimaginable stress on some families, which is why we continue to offer both virtual as well as in-person instruction for our students. That said, it's become evident that several of our virtual students are falling short of our expectations when it comes to logging on and participating. Consequently, their learning is being severely compromised and these students are falling behind. For this reason, we will be discontinuing virtual instructional delivery for any student that's currently failing 2 or more classes or who has 9 virtual absences. These students will be contacted by our Senior Director of Administrative Services and a process for returning to campus will begin. These students will be expected to return to in-person instruction beginning the second semester. All virtual learners that are meeting the requirements that I just mentioned will be able to continue receiving virtual instruction. Many have asked if or when we might consider closing school down and going back to entirely virtual instructional delivery. At this time, it's our intention to continue offering both models of instructional delivery. We will continue to work with local health authorities to monitor active cases and try to project a time in which we can all return solely to in-person instruction. As for spring events and what they potentially might look like, only time and circumstances will allow us to accurately project what these might look like. Suffice it to say, we are already looking at multiple options for everything from spring senior events to prom and even graduation. We will communicate our potential options as we enter into the next semester. Additionally, I'd like to remind you all that it's important to monitor your respective students' social and emotional well-being during these crazy times. I'd also like to remind you that we have support at all of our campuses if you sense your child is struggling in this area. On a final note, please allow me to express what I know so many must be feeling right now. I fully realize that it's hard to be appreciative and thankful when we're all going through such difficult times. If anything, this is a time in which we have to rally as a community to step back from our difficulties and appreciate all that we do have. After all, we're blessed with a beautiful city, first-class educational facilities, and a group of teachers that I believe are nothing short of superheroes. Additionally, I'd like to add that times like these allow for us to focus on things that we might have otherwise taken for granted, such as reuniting with family or friends. One thing we all know for sure, life is fragile, and this pandemic has brought that home to many of us. I continue to wish the very best for our faculty, students, staff, and families of McKinney ISD. So on behalf of all of those that I represent, I wish you all the happiest of Thanksgivings. Please stay safe, take care, and enjoy your break. I'll see you all very soon.